guys, it's Gamer Ahmer here. So today we are doing a toy room tour. So I can't be any more proud of this room that I have found so much room in, surprisingly, to go ahead and showcase tons of different toy lines, different toy franchises, ranging from the 80s, 90s, and today. So we have a mixture of tons of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Power Rangers, Batman, The Simpsons, Nickelodeon, Rugrats, and of course the list goes on. So let's go ahead and check out this room that I have dedicated to nothing but toys. So we'll go ahead and hop into this. So over here, you guys may actually recognize these shelves, as I did a whole Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle collection earlier in the year, where I kind of just had one bookshelf full of turtle stuff, and then a little bit was kind of going on to the next shelf, but that was in a whole different area. So I decided to kind of revamp this little toy room and this figure room to have nothing but bookshelves in here. That way I could really make the most of all of these different toys, displays, figures, and anything else. So here we have this entire bookshelf dedicated to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and majority of what you're going to see here is actually vintage turtle toys from the 80s and the 90s. I do have some of the more newer released ones at the bottom, some of those NECA figures that they had released. But as you'll kind of notice, we'll just go through. If there's anything that you guys would like to see a little bit more in particular, go ahead and leave a comment below. And if there's any toy lines that you would like to see a little bit more, just let me know as well. But kind of as we go through here, we have these larger suitcases at the top there. We have that April O'Neil watch. We have this massive foot cruiser, and that vehicle is complete in the box there. We have these pretty awesome carded figures, so we have Shredder over there, and we just have so many different ones kind of scattered throughout this whole entire section. A lot of these are the original 10-back figures still that are unpunched, so those ones are definitely worth a lot more. So we have Splinter there as well. We have some April O'Neil figures that are still sealed. We have a mix of all of these different characters, mostly these bad guys who they pretty much go up against. So we have a variety of all of these different ones. Some of the figures that I really like the most are, of course, the turtle figures, and how they had them in pretty much every single type of wacky character, wacky outfit. We have the Universal Monster ones there. We just have so many different figures, different costumes, different little characters that they have. We have this pretty awesome turtle party wagon. That one is actually a new release that you could actually get at Walmart. We have that Toon Turtle, and that one I actually got from someone who found it in a thrift store for just a couple dollars. So that is just beyond insane that you would find a carded figure unpunched in a thrift store for about $3. We have all of these different kind of movie related figures at the bottom there, and then we have this side which has even more turtle stuff. I kind of took over the top there with the Technodrome. We have the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle collector case. We even have a kite on the back top up there. We have some flashlights and everything else kind of, you know, mixed in on these shelves here. We have these really cool Ninja Power, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, these kind of little pizza tossing figures. We have a couple of those still sealed. We have this Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Pizza Power board game, which is a cool find. We have some of these, which I need to get some stands for. These are some of the Burger King toys that you could have gotten back in the day. So I'll have to kind of get a little shelf of some of these smaller little figures and toys there. We have this, which is an absolute favorite of mine. We have the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Cowabunga Pizza Tic-Tac-Toe. So this is a pretty awesome pizza toss game where you just kind of throw this, which is pretty cool. We have a flashlight here. We have this really cool figure over there for Tournament Fighters, the video game, so that is a really cool figure as well. We even have a handheld game. We have, this is probably my favorite as well. We have this rock and roll playset. We have the vehicle. We have the 4 different turtles with all of their weapons, which are pretty cool kind of equipment. So you have this musical instruments there. We have the Viewmaster. We have a little comic book. And then, of course, at the bottom, we have tons of loose figures. And they're kind of all together in the little sewer lair. So that is definitely a cool little display where I have the sewer lair and all of the turtles kind of looking like they're getting ready to go into battle. We have a couple of these bins right here that are some of my favorites, and they hold a lot of the extra storage and other toy lines and stuff that I'm still trying to work out. Still trying to find a spot in this game little toy area. So this is definitely pretty cool to have kind of nothing but turtles in this little corner here. Now on this massive wall here, we have these bookshelves kind of backed up against the other turtle bookshelves. So this is pretty much a mix of all of these different toy lines that I have. So you'll notice on this shelf, we start out with some Pokemon stuff. We have right at the top there, we have some of those Pokemon Tiger Electronics kind of games up there. We have some of the cereal boxes. We have a Pokemon, kind of a Pikachu bank at the top. And then as we kind of drop it down, you'll see that we have all of these VHS tapes. So we have that Pikachu VCR with the Pikachu kind of stuffed animal with a remote. So that is definitely a hard piece to find. We have some stuffed animals that I found when I was at the thrift store. Just some of the little figures as well. And then of course some of the Pokemon cards mixed in on that shelf there. Some of the Happy Meal toys that you could actually get from the previous years where they had all of this Pokemon stuff. And then as we kind of drop it down, you'll notice that we have all of this Simpsons stuff. So I recently started collecting the Simpsons, so I'm sure that this will quickly take over a shelf. These big kids meals, we even have one from Subway. So we have some promotional stuff from Subway. We even have some of these cups where it says Homer size it, and it tells you a little bit of information about the Simpsons. So we have this really cool Nickelodeon line where they did different things like the boombox, they have a radio player, they have so much cool stuff. We have this alarm clock right here, and then we even have the phone, so that is pretty cool as well. They do make noises, they do kind of light up. We also have a walkie-talkie, and then of course some more of these little, kids meals that you could have gotten back in the day. We have a whole entire shelf dedicated to Rugrats toys. So you'll see mostly all of the ones from Burger King there, just kind of mixed in for the hit movie. They had different toy lines come out at different places. So we have mostly the Burger King toys for the Rugrats movie mixed in there. We have a couple little figurines as well. Some newer mixed in that I got from Five and Below. But most of this stuff you're going to see is vintage. We have some of my favorites. We have those Tiger Electronic handhelds. For the Rugrats, we have the Reptar one as well. Then we have more toys right there, more little figurines. As we drop it down, you'll see a mix of Real Monsters, Rocket Power. You'll even see that we have some for the Wild Thornberries with that amazing Wild Thornberries board game. So we just have a mix of all of those different characters. Then at the bottom, we have some Doug, which was Nickelodeon, but these ones are the Disney when it kind of got ported over. So we have some of the Cat Dog characters as well. We have Rocket League now, and we even have SpongeBob. So we just have a mix of a little bit of everything on these shelves here. And then as we kind of move over to this, you'll notice that some of this is related to video game stuff. So I don't only collect just vintage toy lines. I like to collect stuff for the comic books, for video game related, just anything and everything that kind of sparks that joy and that nostalgia. So at the top here, we have some of my all-time favorites. So I absolutely love Mortal Kombat, and we have some of those collector's editions, statues, and then we have that full entire head. So we have that mask for Scorpion, and then we have some of those bottles up there. We have some display boxes in the back. We have a Funko Pop that is signed. We have some more Funko Pops, and then we even have a Super Nintendo Fight Stick and a Super Nintendo game for Mortal Kombat 2, and those were actually signed by all of the different actors from the video game. So that is definitely a pretty cool prized possession of mine, where I kind of have that on display up there, as I won't be actually using it because it is signed. Then we have all of these figures up here, along with the collector's edition in the middle. So these figures are some of the newer released ones. They have different variants of the different characters. And then you can see that we have a mixture as well here. These pictures actually came out with the collector's edition when you pre-ordered the game or when you went into GameStop. We have some more Funko Pops, an older style figure right here. And then we even have this old figure of Jade. So this is for Mortal Kombat Trilogy. Loved playing that on the Nintendo 64. We even have this really cool Mortal Kombat ship, part of this little playset here. Some more figures. And then as we drop it down here, you'll notice that we have some Turbo Man. We have the mask. So this is kind of like my movie related shelf, where we have Jingle All the Way on VHS tape with this talking Turbo Man, which is the newer one, sadly not the original. Then we have this mask. It says The Mask from Zero to Hero, and this is a part of the Jim Carrey movie. And then we have some of the animated series figures. We have some down here for Goosebumps. We have some of these pretty cool lunch boxes for Goosebumps and Small Soldiers. And then tons of books and some Pokemon cards. And then even this really cool Happy Meal display. This kind of like Happy Meal toy display, which is really awesome because it has all of these different characters and different lines on here with Sonic the Hedgehog, E.T., and just so many more. And then onto this section over here, we kind of have Spider-Man at the top with that really cool Spider-Man box on the back for the limited edition Spider-Man PlayStation 4, which I do have in this room. Since I also kind of stream from this room, I do some editing, have my computer in here. We have that pizza box for the Spider-Man movie, tons of figures, tons of the Happy Meal toys that you could have gotten from back in the 90s. And then we kind of drop it down, you'll see tons of Ghostbusters stuff. So I just started getting into that one a little bit more. We have some of the figures. It's actually 4 of the characters there. Then we have this Ecto-1, so we have this vehicle as well. These are the newer released ones from Walmart. This right here is from Hardee's. So you have this Ghostbusters official headquarters cup that you can actually get. This really amazing, beautiful display from 1989, and you can get some of those toys as well. So that is definitely a really cool display that I found for only $20, which is insane because that thing goes for hundreds, if not over $1,000. And I've been offered tons of money for that, but it is not for sale because that Slimer is really cool. Then we have some of this Cartoon Network stuff. So we have the Powerpuff Girls, that board game. We have some of the Mojo Jojo figures over there, some more VHS tapes. We have all the Scooby-Doo stuff. We have the Mystery Machine. You drop it down, and then we have all of this Flintstone stuff. So we have all of these movie figures from that pretty awesome movie for the Flintstones that I really enjoyed. We have some of these McDonald's cups that you could also get. Some of the McDonald's toys. We have an alarm clock, and just so many different little figures and toys mixed in. Then we drop it down, and we have all of this Barney stuff. So growing up, I did watch Barney, and I actually had like a whole Barney birthday. So I do have some of my childhood stuff there. And then we even have Dinosaurs, that amazing TV show, Not the Mama. So we have that really cool Subway display for Dinosaurs. And then the whole bottom row, we have tons of different Furbies. And then on to this bookshelf in the corner. This one is a much wider bookshelf than some of the others. Sometimes when you pick up free bookshelves off of Facebook Marketplace, you can't really pick and choose which size you get. So this one was a free bookshelf, and then some of these were also free as well. Some were as little as like $10, $20. So these right here, we have this entire Power Ranger set. So I grew up playing with the Power Rangers. I watched all of the movies. I even dressed up as the Power Rangers. So this is definitely my little pride and joy here of something that I really wanted to collect for, as I had it when I was a kid. So we have that amazing Battle Toss up there. We have the Power Dome, the Morphin playset. So that is actually really cool. Then we have tons of these still sealed, not even opened figures as well. So we have a lot of these Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. We have the Red Ranger, Blue Ranger. We have yellow, pink. There's black. There's a couple different styles here as well. We have these Megazord characters. We have these banks for some of the different characters, the bad guys. We have some really cool stuff. Even this children's dinnerware set with all these Mighty Morphin Power Ranger characters. You have the plate, you have the cup. We have all of these different figures as well. So you have all of these karate action Power Rangers. You have the different color characters. You even have these right here, these Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, these Pogs. So these power coin packs that you can actually get from McDonald's. I have a bunch of the loose ones here, multiple sets. Then we have this right here, one of my little pride and joys. We have this Tiger Electronics handheld, still sealed, for the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. So this is something that I got for like 20 bucks several years back, and now it's worth even more. We have more of these figures, kind of just several rows deep here of these different bad guys. We have Finster. As we drop it down, we have a whole entire Batman television, and then a newer release right here. I have the newest Xbox. I have one of those mini fridges that they had. We have this Batmobile, and then we have these amazing cardboard store display standees from Mortal Kombat 2 on the Super Nintendo, the Game Boy, the Game Gear, the Genesis. Definitely cool to find this promotional stuff. Even the smaller cardboard one for the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3. Now, as we jump into this area, you'll notice that this is pretty much all Batman related. So I really enjoy collecting Batman stuff, whether it's the newer stuff, the older stuff, or like a mix in between. We have that Injustice 2 little counter store display countdown clock. We have the statues for that as well. A couple more statues for the game. So then we have a mix right here of all of these different figures. You'll see two different types of figures kind of back here, and then some of these Funko Pops, these Jim Lee Funko Pops that came with these little t-shirt bundles. So we have these Arkham Knight Batman figures, a complete set of them, including the GameStop release only figures. So this one actually goes for a lot in the whole set. We have Red Hood here, and then there is like a battle damaged Batman. So this one can run you over $100 and some. At least at the time when I went to try and find this, it was very expensive. Then we have these Greg Capullo figures. So these are kind of the artist representation. Then we have more of these collector's edition statues. A lot of these I got from GameStop, where they had these different full sets of little figures and characters. We have this entire Batman Returns older vintage style set right here from the 90s, these Kenner figures. We have the Wayne Manor, where you kind of have all these different Batman, Robin, Two-Face, Poison Ivy characters kind of coming off here. This one is with the launching grappling hook, and his arms are actually on backwards, so that one is like a factory error. We have some vehicles mixed in. More of the vehicles are all across the bottom there, so we have some that are like boats, some vehicles, some cars, some that kind of fly, and then we have those McDonald's cups at the bottom, and then more of these figures and little toys kind of mixed in. And just like that, we went through this entire room that I have taken over, full of vintage toys, action figures, play sets, and some displays, movies, and the list goes on. So what do you guys think about this room? Are there any particular franchises that you loved seeing? Are there some that I should be on the lookout? I have been trying to branch out into some more figures and toys that I had as a child, some of my favorite cartoons from back in the days, and of course a mix between video games and toys here. So let me know what your favorite was. Do you like that entire wall, that entire section of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle toys? Do you like all of the Batman stuff, the Power Rangers, the Cartoon Network, the Nickelodeon, and the list goes on? Just let me know what you guys thought about all of this. And of course, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. Go ahead and check out my other videos and stay tuned for more.